seat and welcome to the Soap Sanctuary where all soap lovers are welcome, guys. This is my General Hospital review, Jason Undercover. If you guys are liking and resonating with the content I'm posting so far on this channel, please like, share, comment, and subscribe if you feel compelled to do so. Now, talking about Jason's return on General Hospital, I actually like the way the writers are handling Jason's return this time around because Back from the Dead returns, especially if you've done it multiple times, it has to be different. It can't be the same like it's been done every other time, right? The last time Jason came back, everyone was fawning at his feet. Oh my God, our savior, our messiah, Jason Morgan has returned. And this time, he's being rejected. It's almost as if he's the Antichrist this time around. And to me, I actually found that pretty refreshing that GH is taking this approach. Because like I said, if it was the same like last time, what's different, right? The thing about it is that everyone's doubting Jason's character, and to me, it feels pretty believable. Jason, his occupation is not him being a priest or a choir boy. He's a hitman. So naturally, I would call these people's moral character into question. And yes, technically, even as a hitman, instead of being a mobster, they operate within a moral code. But on the general scheme of things, they're not the most moral people of the show, even though the writers are trying to get us to believe to do so. I think Sonny's kind of turned the page a little bit. I don't know about Jason. I don't know him either. I don't know where he was for the past 2 years. And now everyone's kind of doubting, who is Jason? Who is this man? Who are you? Because one, him being an informant, that shocked Sonny. And that's also now, whether Sonny's office meds or not, in Sonny's world, you don't do stuff like that. And Jason wouldn't even tell him who he's protecting. He just said myself. And so that made Sonny doubt Jason even more, which to me, I completely understood that, right? Let's talk about when they arrived at Sonny's penthouse. What I thought was interesting was that when Sonny said to Carly and Jason, I can't trust you. I don't trust neither of you guys. I felt like that explosive moment was what we were supposed to get when he came back from Nixon Falls and he saw the two of them in bed together. But unfortunately, because of the whole vaccine thing, Steve Burton left the show and we couldn't get that. We didn't get that meet that we were supposed to get where Carly and Jason reunite for their love and also in spite of Sonny. But I feel like now we're kind of getting that. Now the writers are allowing the story to play out the way they wanted to, where Carly and Jason are united. And we know the moment that Carly and Jason decided, hey, we're gonna be a couple, Sonny's gonna be in the outs. Because Sonny values Carly as the mother of his child, but he's not into Carly, right? Before Laura Wright came into the role, Carly was gritty. She was messy, right? And Sonny's not into that type of woman. Sonny likes him a diva, right? A woman who's a fashionista, a woman who's high maintenance. Kate Howard, Lily, Brenda of all people, Alexis Davis, right? Nina Reeves. Even with Carly, they molded her into this woman, this high maintenance woman, and that's the woman that Sonny ended up remarrying. It was that version of Carly, right? That's the type of woman that Sonny likes, in a sense. And so, I understand that he played a role for some time with them, but ultimately, Carly will always have that loyalty to Jason. And Jason is saying too, Carly is the woman he truly loves. And Carly's children like his children. My mom used to always say that, that whoever the woman, the man is with, those are the kids he's gonna be the closest to. And she also said, like, when a man is along with a woman, it's like he's not with the kids either. Either they're his kids. Because if you look at it, Jason didn't really have that regard for his own children. He seemed more excited when he saw Michael than when he saw Danny. Let that sink in for us viewers, right? Let that sink in for us. Which brings me to my next point, which is about Jake and Danny. I was starting to see this dynamics. I'm like, okay, we're getting like a Jason and AJ part 2, but then Darby 13 brought up to me the other day in the live stream that how we're actually not getting maybe a Jason and AJ, but instead, we're getting a Jason Q and a Jason Morgan, right? We're seeing the two sons, Jake and Danny, seeing the dualities of Jason and them, right? My guess, Jake would be Jason Morgan part of him, and then Danny would be the Jason Morgan. So Jake would be Jason Q, and then Danny Jason Morgan. And you know what? I can kind of see those things playing out. And honestly, I think Jake had a good part when he tried to explain to his brother, like, listen, like, we don't know our dad, and they really don't know him. It's clear that Jason does not know his kids. I think even beforehand, I don't think he knows his kids like that. It was very clear. He doesn't know his kids like that. And they don't know him. And virtually that's their dad, so there is this affinity, there's this love they have for him. But he's virtually a stranger, right, when we look at it. And that's the interesting part about it, right? That's the interesting part about it. He's virtually a stranger to them. They don't know this man, right? And so Danny's trying to remind his brother of that. Well, sorry, Jake is trying to remind his brother of that. He's trying to remind Danny of that, and Danny was not having it. So Danny is definitely giving a rebel vibe kind of to me, where Jake is kind of like the good boy, right, of Jason's son. And it makes sense because Danny is Sam's son. He's also a Cassadine, right? Someone brought up to me how we're seeing with Aiden, Rocco, Danny, and Jake, like this teen scene that's probably gonna arise from Port Charles. And what's interesting, they all represent, if not more than one, but definitely the core for a family. So if you look at Aiden, he is the grandson of, he's a Spencer, he's Luke and Laura's grandson. He's also a Weber and a Hardy through Elizabeth. We have Jake, who's also a Weber and a Hardy through Elizabeth, but he's also a Quartermain, right? Then you have Danny, also a Quartermain, right? But Danny is also a Cassadine through Sam, right? And then you have Rocco. Rocco is a Falconer, but technically he's really a Corinthos through Sonny. That's really what that is. And he's also the grandson of Luke and Laura. Because I don't know if you remember GH promos, they used to have that back in the day where they used to have Sonny, Carly, Jason, and Sam on the flyers, and then sometimes Elizabeth. And what was interesting about that is they all represented the core families of GH. Sonny being a Corinthos, Carly being a Spencer, Jason being a Quartermain, Sam being a Cassadine, and Elizabeth being a Weber/Hardy. That's interesting how they did that, right? They're still keeping true to that history, but now we're just seeing a little bit of a mixture with it in a little between. Now, next part I want to go on to is Heather Weber. You know, the storyline where they're trying to say that Heather Weber's hip is what's been causing her mental delusions, that hip replacement she had, the metallic hip. I'm not buying it because while I know it's possible that stuff going on with our body can affect our mental health, I believe in that part, but it's always been established on the show that the reason why Heather has been so deranged for a long time was because of the LSD switch that happened back in the 80s. So it's very weird to me that the writers haven't really acknowledged that, but I think what's happening is because they want to humanize Heather. And whenever a villain is going to be on for a long time, or the actor or actress signs on for a long time, they have to humanize the villain. And so that's what's happening with Heather, they're humanizing her. But I felt like, why not look at it from an LSD perspective? Like honoring the history that is Heather Weber instead of this new thing, you know? So they're trying to humanize her. And this is the same thing what happened with Cyrus Renaud. They had to humanize him because he was going to be on cameras for a long time. Lisa Ulbrich, they had to humanize her. They always have to humanize the villains that are going to be on for a long time, or it doesn't make sense. Now, speaking of villains, when you're not on for a long time, you come back to cannabis, and you might not be on cannabis for a long time, you can be a villain, like Valentine Cassadine. I think that was actually a really good twist that Valentine was the one running Pipe. Because honestly, he hadn't been on for months. I forgot about Valentine. But also at the same time, since he's not going to be on for long, and he has been on long, he's a perfect person to be a villain. He's a perfect person to be a villain. And it's like, GH has no problem doing like a little Uno reverse and putting him back to where he needs to be as a villain. I'm okay with that. And the thing is, it's a better twist because he's been a good guy. He's been this loving, devoted father. He's been like a member of the GH community. But Valentine started off as a villain. So to go back to that, I was like, I can work with this. I can work with this. And the switching of Sonny's meds, it's making sense why Sonny's acting the way he is. You know. However, at the same time, just because you know he got a mental disorder, it's not an excuse for being a jerk, though. I'm clear on that. But we're starting to see this difference with Sonny. And I think this is actually amazing. And I'm actually now interested to see where this storyline is going to go. But anyways, guys, that is my quick General Hospital review, Jason Undercover. I would talk about Brooklyn Chase, but I just want the writers to stop trying to make this happen. I'm not interested in Brooklyn Chase. I don't cover them in my reviews. They don't pique my interest. I'm not interested. I'm not invested in them. I'm not invested in this as a couple. I'm not. But anyways, guys, that's my General Hospital review, Jason Undercover. Once again, if you like this content, if it's resonating with you, my channel, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Help your boy out. I don't say that. I never said that in my videos, really. So I was like, I need to start saying that more. Anyways, guys, I will see you guys on the next video. I'm out.